a few years later, someone had asked me, like, how were you coping through that time? And I was like, man, it got dark for a while there. Got dark for a while there. I couldn't see a thing, couldn't tell up from down. I was spinning round and round. Oh, I don't remember climbing down in the dark hole in the ground. I would give up all of me, did I agree? The waves are crashing over me, knocking me down and I can't breathe. I tried to be the smallest me that I could be. Underground, I couldn't tell left from right or night from day. I couldn't seem to get away. The sky went dark one day, both the sun and the moon were eclipsed by you, by you, by you, by you. And there must have been a moment that I thought that living in the dark would do. The walls were closing in on me, feeling trapped, I couldn't see. And I tried to get out the way, but it kept crushing me. And then the light broke through, and I could see again. And then the light broke through, I was me again. I was me again. I was me again. I was me again. Audre Lorde reminds us that pain is important. How we evade it, how we succumb to it, how we deal with it, and how we transcend it. And dark is about the way that I evaded it. Despite saying that I needed to find a different pace, I did it. And after working 90-hour weeks, I decided that the only way that I would be able to take a break was if I wasn't in the mental space to do any work. And that really became the deepest part of my journey in escapism. I found lots of ways to escape. I escaped into wine. I escaped into drugs. I didn't have to answer my phone if I literally couldn't see it clearly. And when I did answer my phone, I told people that I couldn't drive anywhere, and they were like, "Go ahead, girl, you deserve it." Which is important for me to say again, that the people who didn't want me to take a break were like, "Go ahead, you can take a break if you're messed up." A whole other story. But I literally had to escape to take a break. And Bell Hooks talks about that, you know, especially for Black women, we get no sympathy when we are asking for help. But if we get to a place where we have a debilitating addiction, that's when folks will show up to us. And that's actually when we get the time to care for ourselves. And I think it was a real interesting time for me, because from the outside, everyone thought I had it all together. And I was working 90 hours a week, and I was doing a lot of stuff, holding a lot of things together. But I fell asleep by drinking wine. And I partied Friday through Saturday. And I say party in a loose way, because, you know, like crying in your backyard by yourself with a box of wine isn't always a party. But my house was also a spot where people could come by, you know, and I was always out there. And I was taking care of everyone else, but I wasn't taking care of myself. And when I decided to get sober on December 15th of 2021, a couple things happened. First, Bell Hooks died. Literally, on my first day of sobriety, my friend Jordan called me and said, "Did you hear what happened to Bell Hooks?" And she was an integral part of my learning, and still is, and my growth. And my first thought was, "Oh shit, I need a drink." And then my second thought was, no, I need to be even more present now. And I'm not responsible for my first thought. I'm responsible for my second. And I think the second thing that happened that day was I started crying. And I didn't stop for like months. I realized that for years I had been witness to some of the most violent aspects of America without taking the time to process it. If a call came in about police brutality, I jumped up. I watched and rewatched the videos. I captioned them. If someone was locked up unfairly, I jumped up. You know, it didn't matter what I was doing. I was expected to be there. You know, I would create the copy, I would make the graphics, I would organize the protest, but I never actually gave myself any time to grieve. I never gave myself any time to feel. I worked, and I slept, and I did wine, and I did drugs, and I escaped.